one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Roll call, Chairman Hewitt,
Here.
Vice Chairman Glass,
Here.
Commissioner Say,
Here.
Commissioner Fertig, Commissioner Putnam,
Here.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Here.
Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Thank you. Okay, consent calendar minutes.
Okay, the first item we have on, or the only item we have on the consent calendar,
Is
I'm sorry. would be-
recommended action.
Yeah, the approval of the minutes from the June 22nd, 2022 regular planning commission meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the
Is there-
minutes from June 22.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Oh, I wasn't here either, actually.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
sorry,
I was
can't
just
make
gonna
a
say
motion.
that.
You should make the motion.
Yeah.
But it was a very nice motion, I will say. Okay,
Remind me
someone
of that,
else?
Bob.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, moved and second officially.
Okay, Chairman Hewitt,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Glass,
Yes.
Commissioner Say,
Yes.
Commissioner Fertig, Commissioner Putnam,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Abstain.
Commissioner Smith.
Abstain.
Okay, general business, item number 1. Staff report, please.
All right, so our two items on general business today are pretty similar. Our first one is for 336 Eucalyptus and 336.5. It's an application for a site plan for the interior remodel of an existing duplex in the HDR flat zone. The project is in the coastal zone, but is exempt from a coastal development permit as well as CEQA per section 15301, existing facilities. The Planning Commission will determine whether the project is within the 300-foot appealable seaward area boundary. The associated entitlements require Planning Commission review, but no public hearing.
Any questions for staff? Seeing none, I'll open for general comment. On item number 1, general business, seeing none. Any discussion or motions?
Discussion. This residence currently has a CUP, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Not that it is a problem, but an observation. This unit's got a water allocation for 2 bedrooms. They didn't add any water allocations, and I see these things pop up recently where we have a office space or a large TV room den. I wanna make sure that we tie the CUP to a 2-bedroom unit. That office space doesn't become a 3rd bedroom, because all you need to do is, it has a bathroom designed within the floor plan. And I'm not against somebody putting an office in their place at all, but very easily it could fall through the cracks and this all of a sudden overnight become a 3-bedroom unit.
Just to clarify, the original build-out, I think it was approved in 2020. So they built out the structure in a certain way that they could later subdivide the rooms and create more bedrooms. At the time, they were put on a wait list with Edison, but since Edison recently released water, they were able to get that extra allocation, and that's what this application is about. So they're adding bedrooms because of the release of water from Edison. So we did get confirmation of that. And then moving forward upon their approval, we would require an amended transient rental sign to be able to correct the maximum occupancy.
So this unit, you're saying, is more than a 2-bedroom unit, even though the plan says the plan is 2 bedrooms and an office.
So the original rebuild was intended to accommodate 4 bedrooms, but they couldn't be completed. So right now it's currently 2,
I'm sorry,
and they're adding 2.
time out.
It's the wrong.
I'm looking at, I'm
Yeah.
talking about the wrong
I
one.
was just gonna, you're talking
I am
about.
talking about the wrong one.
They are basically identical.
I'll hold that over for
Okay.
later.
Any,
No, you don't. I can't follow the agenda. You definitely don't want me on a microphone. That's what I get for putting my stuff in
It was
the
so
wrong
well
order.
articulated, too. I was just, okay, any other, any discussion? None? Motion?
I'll make a motion to approve this applicant because I don't have a problem with it at all.
I'll second it.
Okay, move and second. Any discussion on the motion? Oh, and I'm assuming that's a move to approve with all the conditions
Correct.
with staff, to clarify that motion.
Yeah. Nice clarification.
Thank you.
You
Okay,
got me,
moved,
Jamie?
Seconded. I don't see any discussion. Call for a vote, please.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hewitt,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Glass,
Yes.
Commissioner Say,
Yes.
Commissioner Putnam.
Yes.
Thank you. General business, item number 2, please.
All right, so as Commissioner Kennedy previously pointed out, this is almost an exact repeat of item number 1. We have a property at 337 Descanso. It was originally intended to accommodate 5 bedrooms, but could not be completed at that time due to availability of fresh water. Now that they've gotten the water allocation for the additional bedrooms from Southern California Edison, they're gonna be dividing one of the previous rooms, or 2 of the previous rooms, and adding 2 bedrooms with the same associated entitlements.
Any questions for staff? Or any comments? For 3
I have no.
comments from the audience? Name and address? And
Brian Tucker, I'm with Fine Line Construction, and I built this place, and I'm also gonna bill in. Basically, it's just as you described. It's, it was a bigger place, that there's 2 existing open spaces, if you will, in the building, that they couldn't build out and turn into bedrooms because they didn't have the water for it. So we did what we could. They followed the process. They've got the water, and it amounts to building 2 walls inside the building is all it is, and it will turn it into bedrooms. So it
Thank
goes from a 3 to a 5 bedroom.
thank you.
Mhm.
Probably like an office in that building.
2 of them, please.
Any, no comments? Any motions?
I'll make a motion to approve
With all
with
staff?
all the staff requirement, conditions.
I'll second.
Okay, moved and second. Discussion on the motion? Seeing none? Please count the vote, please.
Commissioner Say,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hewitt,
Yes?
Vice Chairman Glass,
Yes.
Commissioner Putnam,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy.
Build it. Yes.
Thank you. So that concludes.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks.
Thanks,
That
Brian.
concludes general business. Off to public hearings. Public hearing, item number 1, please.
Got it. Application is for a transient rental license and coastal development permit. Public hearing number 1 is requesting for a transient rental license and coastal development permit to allow the renting or leasing of a room for periods of fewer than 30 consecutive days at 613 Crescent Avenue. The owner and applicant is the Santa Catalina Island Company, and their representative, Jeff Stevens, is here. And the property is a single-unit, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment and is located on the 2nd floor of the multi-use structure within the Commercial C zone. The property manager for the proposed rental unit is the Island Company representative, Gina Long. The subject property is located within a mixed-use corridor along the Crescent Avenue. The requested transient rental license does not involve any physical changes to the existing structure that would adversely affect or be materially detrimental to its surroundings. The staff report contains a map of nearby transient rentals and indicates no oversaturation will occur. The project is exempt from a water allocation and therefore allowable under the 2022 growth policy. The proposed project is categorically exempt under section 15305 of the state CEQA guidelines, minor alterations and land use limitations. The project requires a coastal development permit under section 9-8.102 B2V of the Avalon Municipal Code and falls within the 300 feet appealable zone. City staff have not received any comments in favor or in opposition of the transient rental license. Staff is recommending that the Planning Commission find the application allowed under 2022 annual growth policy, find the project categorically exempt under section 15305 of the state CEQA guidelines, minor alterations in land use limitations, and adopt the findings necessary to authorize issuance of the coastal development permit, and make the determination that the project is within a 300-foot appealable zone. Does anybody have any questions?
I actually have a question, because I don't see, is this a full application? Because I don't see like, what was a property vacant for 2 years, or did they have employees in there, or did they have?
This is the one they just switched from commercial a couple of months ago. They switched it, you know, it's where Shirley Davy is.
Yeah, but
they
was it, so it was an office use, and now they went back to, so there was no one living?
No.
Okay, I just don't see the,
Yeah, that's the one.
that this isn't, this,
Do you not have the staff report?
no, I have it, but this doesn't look like a regular application. It looks like it's missing some pages. You see? Which all those answers, all those questions would have been marked off. But okay, you answered my question.
Any other questions for staff before we open the public hearing? Okay. Open the public hearing. Anybody in the audience wish to speak for, against, or provide any information they think we might need? Name and address clearly and loudly in the microphone, please.
Jeff Stevens, Vice President of Development and Planning. Jason Chung is with me here today. My address is, you need my Overtown address? No?
Sure.
Okay. The
Or
230
any address you want to provide, I guess.
Yeah, 2307 East 16th Street, Newport Beach, California.
Okay.
I do have a copy of the application here if you need it. I think that's what you're requesting. Be happy to leave that here. If there's any other questions, happy to answer them. We do have parking. I know that's one thing that I did not put in the application because we hadn't specified a spot. The Island Company does own the property of the entire Riviera block, so there's actually quite a bit of parking behind the building. And that's where the trash will be as well. Those are two things that are not really explained in the application that I just wanted to kind of briefly explain that we will be having a parking spot behind the building, and the trash will be disposed behind the building in the area that's dedicated to that whole Riviera block. And I also wanted to thank your staff for helping me. I'm new as of May of this year. I'm very glad to be here, but obviously I required some assistance from your planning staff in making sure we paid the right fees and filled out the right forms, and appreciate that. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I have one, what's the extra parking space for, because this doesn't come with.
It
all
doesn't,
right?
yeah.
I believe the code asks for a spot to be dedicated to the unit. Obviously, because it's transient, there's not a person living there right now. It's gonna be full-time transient. So there's, you know, being on Crescent, I don't really,
I guess my question is, you don't plan on putting a golf cart with the rental of this unit, do you?
I'm sorry?
Putting a golf cart for your guests' use, that doesn't come with it, correct?
Well, that's up for discussion. Our plan was no, because the unit is right next to the Cartopia. It's kind of like a match made in heaven, if you will, with no residents next door and a cart rental facility immediately adjacent.
And the only reason I say that is most of the time when we allow carts to go with a rental, they're either up in the hills, Hamilton, or you're up in the hills where you're not in walking distance of everything.
Yeah, if there's no requirement for us, we're fine with that, but those are two things that I know are sometimes issues of trash and parking, and they weren't addressed in our application.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to speak? Seeing none? Close the hearing. Comments or motions or discussion? Motions?
Yes.
Yes, please. You can't make a motion, but you can make a comment.
So just to clarify, the discussion on vehicles happens to be in the transient rental packet that I handed out at the beginning of the meeting, which is just a printout of our existing municipal code. And that clarifies all the regulations on vehicles, where they could be used, when parking should be provided, et cetera. And that is section 3-1.317, subsection E, in case anybody wanted to review.
Okay, thank you. Any motions on this proposal?
I'll move to approve the application with staff recommendations.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, 2 seconds.
Me or
We'll,
Sandy, doesn't
I
matter.
think, yeah. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion?
Could we clarify who seconded the motion? Kathy?
Chairman.
Sure, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I
You were just
glanced
closer
at
to your
the
mic.
Okay.
city manager and
The
pointed.
tie's been broken.
So, yeah. I hear better in this ear than that one. And, okay, please count the vote.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hewitt,
Yes?
Vice Chairman Glass,
Yes.
Commissioner Say,
Yes.
Commissioner Putnam.
Yes.
Thank you. Approved. The next. See if, I might be too close to it, to chair. I might have to abstain.
And actually, the next item is on your agenda, but we're gonna ask that you continue that until the August meeting.
Okay, wonderful.
We,
Okay.
Okay, and,
I think
Do we have to open?
that said, we would need to open it to continue it. So I think if the chair has a
yeah. let's
conflict
see.
due to proximity, we'd need to make that determination before
Okay.
there was that consideration to continue.
Checking my map.
And it is located on the corner of East Whitley and Whitley, if that helps anybody.
Yeah, it's just, that's pretty far. I'm gonna just, I think I'm fine.
If that's the case, you can't vote on it.
Most things, yeah. So we'll, after looking at a small map, it appears that I am fine to do that. So I will.
You guys normally look at that as well and let us know as well, do you not?
Yeah.
Now, do we want a staff report or just open them?
I believe we're just
What?
going to open the public hearing and continue the item, and we'll present the staff report at the next meeting if that's what you guys decide to do.
Okay, open the hearing, continue it, not close the hearing, but recess it or postpone it till the next meeting, which is the emergency one, or is it the middle?
It is not, it'll be August 17th, correct?
Okay,
Is that-
thank you.
Does that sound right to you, Isaac?
Yeah, that sounds good. It sounds like something we've
Yeah,
done
as long
before.
as we would have someone make that motion to continue it to that date in August 17th, and then we'd do the same roll call vote.
Okay, so I'm gonna,
And
item
so-
number,
So I'm clear, it would be inappropriate to have any discussion about this item at this meeting?
Right.
Okay, but I already did, kind of.
Yeah,
This
but-
is the one I was talking about before.
Oh, okay.
well, to be fair, I'm not really sure what you said, so.
Perfect.
I already forgot about it.
Are you my wife's
This
brother?
is,
I would say, I think it's fine. It was just a misunderstanding regarding where the item was placed. I don't think it's incorrect to have that discussion on the record, but I imagine staff's preference would be to just have the item continued to the next meeting when they have a staff report to sort of have that substantive discussion.
yeah, and that makes the most sense. If we're putting it off, let's just postpone the
off.
whole thing, not require renoticing, and then start at the beginning at the next meeting. So we'll open the hearing, and it sounds like we need a motion
I'll
and a
make
second.
motion that we postpone this hearing until August 17th.
5 o'clock, the next
5 o'clock,
planning commission meeting? Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Moved and second. Any discussion? None?
Vice Chairman Glass,
Aye.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Putnam,
Yes.
Commissioner Say,
Yes.
Chairman Heward.
Yes. Meeting
Actually.
extended till the next month, or whatever. Okay. Just lost my page. And now, general items of discussion, planning director, city manager.
Chairman, if I could just comment, the commission was handed out Chapter 3-1 business license as it relates to transient rental licenses. This is not on for discussion tonight. We're not looking for discussion tonight. We just wanted to get this in everybody's hands because at a prior meeting, it became, there was a topic of discussion on this, and we are looking to get this on your agenda. We were hopeful for August, but that meeting's filling up fairly fast. And we may or may not have some items as it relates to this coming out of finance if we're looking to pull some existing transient license. So we wanted to get this in your hands so you have specifically this to review. And down the road, we'll look to get this on your agenda so we can discuss whether or not any changes are needed and hopefully have a discussion on that at your convenience. But that's the reason it was given tonight. This is current. This is not anything new or proposed. This is current language.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it looks really good. It's nice just to have it
It's
all
gonna be helpful.
pulled out. Any other planning discussion?
I just wanted to say I appreciate everybody's patience while I was out. I'm glad to be back at work. I wanted to give a shout out to the city manager, Dave, for covering a lot of my responsibilities. And an extra special shout out to Donna for, just picking everything up really quick and keeping a level head.
Variance as it related to 261 East Whitley with the condition, and that condition being that the ultimate build-out of that property be as pursuant to the plans submitted to the city and not expanded at all. They were concerned that once the variance was granted, they would expand it to what was, and submit an amended plan. So they limited it to that square footage or that volume that was submitted. So
Right.
that was the outcome.
Very good. Any business from the audience? None? Adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you.